straight black espresso. Woo, love it. Hey, welcome to Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. And what I want to do today is make a case for cast iron and carbon steel cookware. This is not a recipe video. I won't be cooking anything today. Won't be demonstrating how I cook stuff today. What I want to do is just make a case for the use of cast iron and carbon steel cookware. All right, carbon steel, like this Lodge carbon steel pan. All right, and it's got, it's got the little handle that slides on it. All right. Since buying this a year or so ago, one of my favorite pieces, but it's not my first piece of carbon steel. Had an omelet pan, I think it was Matfer when I did my research, but they didn't mark them back then. It belonged to my stepdad, and it was well seasoned, and I got it when my mama moved after he passed away, and we had it for years, but then my mama wanted it back, and I gave it back to her, so it resides at her house right now. All right, and cast iron. Y'all know I'm a big cast iron aficionado. This is my Lodge 12-inch skillet, my most important piece of kitchen equipment, all right? And it is smooth as glass, okay? And it has been for many years, because I've had this about since 2007. I see a lot of people on YouTube saying, oh, if you get a new Lodge, you gotta sand it down. No, you don't have to sand it down, guys. Just use it, it will get smooth. I'm telling you, this is one of the smoothest pieces I got. And I got one of those fancy field ones too, those new ones. They come a lot smoother, but they're a little like record grooves in there. But it's smoothing out as well. All right, just use them and they'll smooth, I promise. Had that one 15 years. Most important piece of kitchen equipment I got. All right, I've got lots of cast iron and several pieces of carbon steel. Most of it's Lodge. I got the griddle pan. I mean, I got the, not the griddle, the grill pan. It's got little slats in it. You see me use that in this video right about there. All right, I've used the paella pan. It's a 15-inch carbon steel skillet. You've seen me use that several times, especially when I make paella, or barbecue shrimp or something like that. I use it. And this pan, I love to cook in it. All right, so why? Most of my cookware is cast iron, and some of my most used cookware is the carbon steel. I do have enameled cast iron, and there is a reason to have a few pieces of enameled cast iron. All right, I've got 2 pieces of Stahl, 1 piece of Le Creuset, and I've got my Dutch oven is Kenmore Chinese enameled cast iron, and I've got a skillet from Cajun Classic that's enameled cast iron. My big 5-gallon gumbo pot is stainless steel, and that's pretty much my cookware. Everything else is cast iron and carbon steel. Why? Well, look, this is not a video about how to season or wash or maintain. There's plenty of videos on that stuff, all right? The point is, you want this nice slick coat of season. This thing is as non-stick as anything you want to get at. I've had it for 15 years, all right? And the thing is, and my carbon steel, I've only had about a year. This carbon steel pan I just showed you, I've only had about a year, and it's pretty non-stick too. Recently I cooked a Spanish omelet in it. I'm telling you what, it works really well. So you buy the cheap aluminum, cheap thin steel, Teflon coated, ceramic coated, green coated stuff. 3-4 years, it's worn out, and you gotta throw it away. All right, you gotta go back to your Walmart or your discount box center and buy another cheap set. Or you can buy more fancy oxidized aluminum. And I do have an oxidized aluminum jambalaya pot. It's really nice, but it's not non-stick. You get that cast iron, it's non-stick. So you buy a non-stick coating like at Walmart or something, it wears off. You got to throw it away because you cannot reapply it at home. Now, enameled cast iron is good because it doesn't react, okay, with tomato sauces and stuff like that, vinegar-based sauces and things like that. So there's a place for enameled cast iron as well, but it sticks and it can be harder to clean. But if that enamel breaks off or chips off, you can't just use it as a regular raw cast iron and start seasoning it up. Right? You got to dispose of it or take it to the recycling center or something. All right, stainless steel is good, but it sticks, doesn't have a non-stick coating. So enameled cast iron, stainless steel, they have their places. all right? But if you want a non-stick finish, all right, you buy carbon steel, you buy cast iron. Like I said, I'm showing you this piece. I've had it 15 years. I plan to have it the rest of my life, okay? If the coating gets messed up on it, I can reapply it right here at home. It's just oil, right? Whatever kind of oil you like to use, I've got my favorites. Grapeseed works well, and sometimes I want to use some of those fancy things like Buzzy Wax or something. But I've got the ability to reapply the non-stick seasoning, okay? If it's Teflon coated or whatever, it comes off, I can't reapply it. So just the ability to reapply the seasoning, okay? And if it's, porcelain enameled, it's not non-stick, but if it comes off, you can't reapply that at home. So the fact that if this gets to where it's not seasoned right, it gets overcooked, overused, abused, not washed for several days, whatever, I can reapply the seasoning. I can do it right here in my kitchen, okay? So the case for carbon steel and cast iron cookware, yeah, the cast iron's a little heavy, carbon steel's a little lighter, but it's still maybe heavier than some of those thin aluminum things. But I mean, you can flip an egg in this, all right? The fact is, I can put this seasoning outside, inside, whatever. I can do it easy with not fancy chemicals, not a fancy process, anything like that. I keep it seasoned. I can maintain it, and I never have to throw it away. Since 2007, had this. It's 2022 right now. All right, and it wasn't my first piece of cast iron. It actually replaced a Chinese piece that I cracked because I left it on the stove too long, and that was my fault. I was watching a ball game. But if I take care of it, it lasts forever, okay? They're heirloom quality pieces. They're not really expensive cast iron. Carbon steel's not all that expensive, though it's a little more expensive than cast iron. But the fact that you can reapply the seasoning is the reason to have cookware like this. All right, now, and when I say seasoning, I mean the non-stick coating that you can put on there with household stuff you got in your kitchen, your vegetable oils, all right? You can use Crisco, you can use olive oil, you can use whatever you like, but you can do it. And it's not, like I said, it's not a video about how, more like it's not quite like a TEDx talk, but I'd talk about it on stage if TEDx would invite me, tell you why you should use this stuff. Saves the environment, you don't have to throw it away every few years, and you can reapply the non-stick seasoning yourself. Thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue.